We're here at Parachute 2014, and I am speaking with Dan Bremnes today, everybody. Woo! Dan, so you go to your website, right? And what fascinates me is the order of the words to describe you. It goes Canadian, Christian, songwriter. So is the most important thing about you that you're Canadian?
Well, that's the thing. Like, you guys can probably relate, being the we're kind of a little brother to the United States. Yeah. So if you're Canadian, you like to tell the world you're Canadian.
It's true. I mean, a lot of people, oh, you're from Canada. It always just is that little bit better, isn't it?
I hope so.
And then the second thing is Christian. Like, we know you're a Christian. That's obviously very important, right?
Right.
And then songwriter after that one.
Right. I guess that's the order. It's actually the guy who made the website put it there, and I was like, that works. We'll just leave it.
You don't have to tell anyone. It's like, you're a Canadian Christian songwriter, musician. Like, it's
there you go.
Easy. Really
there
easy.
You go.
So now tell me something. Interestingly, on your bio, you've been wanting to do music for a very long time, and from very young. Tell us about that.
I remember being like 5 years old and going to church and just like seeing people on stage do music and just feeling like this huge calling or this purpose, thinking that's what I'm supposed to do. So since I was really young, I learned to play the drums first.
Yeah.
I played the drums for years and then learned to play the guitar and write music, and things kind of just happened naturally. It was really cool.
And in those really early years, it's always interesting. Who was your biggest influence? Who did you listen to as a child and think, wow, that person's awesome?
I don't know if he was ever big in New Zealand, but this is kind of something I'm a little bit proud of and a little bit ashamed of at the same time. The artist I loved as a kid was Carmen.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the Christian Lady Gaga of the times.
Okay.
So yeah, he's pretty crazy. But
hang on, before you even go there, your music and Carmen's music, worlds apart.
Very different.
How does that even work?
Well, when I started writing music, the band that I loved, the very first Christian band I really loved was Jars of Clay.
Oh,
so
that's more.
And then like Switchfoot and Delirious, that was kind of, when I was younger, the bands that I really looked up to. And if I sound like anyone, maybe I sound like them, I don't know. But they were definitely my influences.
But the thing that's obviously hard is being a musician full time is a massive commitment, especially nowadays. At what point did you realize this is it? This is not just a hobby. This is me and my life, you know, as an adult.
Right. That's a great question. I remember I really started pushing hard like when I was around 27. And about a year or two into it, I was starting to realize this is taking up all my time.
Yeah.
And I'm either like 150% in, or I'm going to do this as a hobby. And to really go out there and say I'm going to do it all out, it takes faith, you know. And it's like it really is a statement. And so prayed about it, and me and my wife thought about it, and we just took the plunge and really went for it. And I don't regret it at all. It's been really cool.
Now, what's interesting is about you and your wife, and obviously I've spent some time with you, and we find it really fascinating as well, is that you guys literally, when you say your wife supported you, you guys literally packed everything up, went on the road, and kind of didn't have a home for a really long time. That's a big move, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. What was it like? Was it hard?
I mean, for me, it was awesome. I loved the idea of it. My wife is more of like a homebody.
Yeah.
So for her to give up living anywhere for 2 years was a big thing. So we put all of our stuff in storage, and we literally just booked dates after dates and toured around Canada, Australia, some New Zealand, and just kind of did it in faith. And I think it was the best thing we ever did. We don't regret it at all.
Yeah, because you guys were really relaxed about it. You know, I'm also a bit of a homebody, but I remember you were kind of just used to it, and you used to find your way around town and find the transport, and it was really cool. But I suppose if it's your calling, God will always equip you for that calling. Hey, it'll always just happen in time. But of course, there's a big change, because you've just had a baby boy.
That's right.
Yeah, tell us about that.
He's 3 weeks old, and so he's at home with my wife.
Yeah.
We finally did rent out a place because we figured that would be important. And yeah, he's a beautiful little boy and healthy, and it's a miracle, you know, just to be a dad. It's incredible.
Does that change the perspective? Because there are musicians that go on tour with their families. There are musicians who give it up because of their families. What are you thinking in terms of your future and being a father and touring and that whole thing?
I think like it hasn't changed really much yet.
Okay.
We have a bunch of friends that do music and have families and stuff, so it's kind of easy for us to look at them and say, and they say it's possible if you want it to be possible. So if music or whatever it is that you feel called to do is a priority, then it just works, I think. And we kind of just take it day by day, you know, week by week. And it means that Britt can't come along to everything,
yeah.
and it probably means I won't go for as long stretches at a time. But
That's
other
fine,
than that, it's just life as usual.
Now let's talk about some of the success you've had, because you've actually had some really exciting things happening. You've toured with people like Audio Adrenaline. Coming up, you're going to be touring with Stephen Curtis Chapman. You know, if you look back when you were younger and you were really looking up to those people, what's it like to kind of like, you were mentioning you and Kevin Max kind of like sharing the same sort of room and stuff. Is it every now and then you go, wow, I actually have, you know, gone so much further ahead? Is that like exciting?
Yeah, it is pretty exciting. I remember being on that tour and being on the bus with Audio A and just being like, this is so weird. I mean, I grew up listening to DC Talk. So it was definitely like a kind of a pinch yourself moment. But I guess just feel really thankful to be able to have opportunities like that. And, you know, to me, success in music is defined if you're just able to do it. And just, you know, I'm happy just to be able to do music. And when opportunities like that come along, it's kind of like, this is a dream come true. So.
But you've also used your success in music and your profile to address social justice issues as well. Was that always part of the plan, or is that something that sort of came up and you went, wow, I should do something about that?
Kind of both. Like, it wasn't really part of the plan, but then as I kind of got into music about a year in, I had this thing, and I really believe it was a God thing, and I just kind of felt like I want to be doing something like beyond just performing, right?
Yeah.
And at about that time, a friend of mine started working for Compassion, which is the same thing as Tear Fund.
Yeah.
And he called me and he challenged me. He's just like, why don't you sponsor a child? And I was like, okay, sure, I'll give it a try. And that really changed everything for me. We ended up taking a trip to the Dominican and visiting our child, and just seeing how much it works. And it really changed my view completely on poverty. From something that was totally hopeless to something that was, this could really work, this child sponsorship thing. So a lot of times when I tour, I talk about Compassion, Tear Fund, and give people an opportunity to sponsor a child.
Because I remember it was about a year ago hearing about you touring around South Island, I think, and my husband would come back and say, oh, Dan's touring, and all these kids got sponsored. And it was quite amazing because it was just you and Britt touring by yourselves, and then all these children's lives were changed. And I think it's a case of you not just adding your name to a program that works, you really believe in the concept, as you were saying. You actually truly believe that's part of your calling, to actually change the world and not just make good music.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
I really do believe it is. And like I said, it was kind of a surprise thing for me. I didn't know that my heart would be so much in it, but it really is like a huge part about what we do.
And a lot of people don't get to meet their sponsored children. What was it like for you? Like with the moment you actually met?
Yeah, I mean, the moment we met, he came running around the corner first time we met, and he came and he jumped in our arms, and he just wouldn't let go. Like, he held on for a few minutes. We literally had to like be like, okay, you know, we gotta go. But and we went and visited his house and talked to his parents, and I remember his parents sitting down and just saying to us, this is the biggest thing that's ever happened to our family. And hearing that, it's like, okay, I get it. This really is working. So amazing.
So going forward, in terms of your plans, you're touring with Stephen Curtis Chapman. How does that kind of stuff happen? Do they hear about you? Does your agent speak to their agent? Does God just do a little plan? Like, how does it happen?
I think, a little of everything. I guess the place I've toured most is Canada. So when people come through to tour, it's based on a few things. The promoters knew me and wanted me to be on it, and they also knew that I would help draw some people to the show. So it's just kind of all of that. And when I heard the news, I was like, this is a treat for sure.
Now, of course, there's a dichotomy, as you said, success in the kingdom, success in the world. But, you know, both are good, because with more profile, you can speak more, you can do more. Now, you've just won a couple of great awards, you know, in Canada for GMA, Best Male Artist of the Year, Best Music Video. What's that kind of like, that sort of moment of standing on stage and getting an award? Do you prepare the speech? Like, what do you do?
I kind of feel bad because I wasn't actually at the awards.
Oh, no.
I was at a prenatal class with my wife.
That's much better.
So it was a pretty good excuse. And I remember when I found out, I was surprised because I'd been nominated for awards before and just never gotten any. So I was like, I'll probably skip this year. And so it was a really nice surprise.
Oh, wow. And so what would you say your success is going forward now? What would you like to see in a few years' time?
You know what? I'd feel really blessed to just keep doing it.
Yeah.
And as long as I can keep doing it and, you know, provide for my family at the same time, yeah, that's all, you know, and just to be able to speak into people's lives and do music is a dream come true. So if that keeps happening, I'll keep doing it.
And you're about to tour New Zealand for a couple of weeks, which is exciting with Chair Fund, so that's going to be fun.
Exactly.
And playing Parachute at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. If anyone wants to see where I'm playing, they can go to my website, and all the dates in New Zealand are there. Okay,
thank you very much. Well, it was wonderful chatting to you, Dan.
You too.
There you go. And send love to Britt and baby Eli.
I will do.
Well. Thank you. This is Dan Bremnes, everybody.